everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule Collection Twin Twist. So here he is, he looks really cool in his driller mode. Before we take a look at him, let's take a look at the packaging. So if you don't know, of course, there's 5 packs of this collection. If you collect all 5 packs, you can create one big artwork, which is super cool. So of course, this is just a portion of that artwork, which looks very, very cool. So of course, we have Twin Twist right there. We have a really cool looking head. We have the Legacy and Wreck and Rule Collection logo. Helicopter in the corner there. Of course, on the side, it's Diaclone Universe Twin Twist. And on the very top, it does say Wreck and Rule Collection, also Legacy. On this side, it has the Decepticon Legacy artwork. On the very back, he transforms into 18 steps. Also, one step for the Titan Master. There is a product shot of the robot and driller mode, which looks very cool. And on the other side, there is the Autobot Legacy artwork. And that is pretty much it for the box. Let's now get into this review. Here we have Twin Twist in his really cool looking driller vehicle mode. Let's take a look at the details. We're going to start at the very front with these really cool looking drill bits here. Of course, I really do like how they spiral in that silver. That looks very good. Nice pointed edge. Overall, that looks very, very cool. The cockpit region is done in some nice red and some translucent or red plastic for the window. That looks very cool. Lots of dark blue around it. So if we go to the side, we do have this nice tread design here and done in gunmetal gray. On the bottom, there is actually 4 wheels. 2 in the back, 2 on the side, and overall I think it cleans up quite nicely. Going to the back, we have these vent sections here done in some yellow and red, looking very cool. And on the back we do have this nice engine design, and you could probably cram a blaster piece in there if you wanted to. This is a figure actually from Titan's Return, just repainted, so of course this was before blaster pieces, but I think that'd probably work. Overall, a really cool looking vehicle mode. Let's now get into storage and accessories. So for accessories, it does come with 2 identical pistols, which can be stored in several different ways. Really just done in silver with a little bit of red for the handle, and I typically store them on the side. There is a port and peg. You can just plug it in like that, and there we go. Overall, I think that looks pretty cool. That's typically how I store it. Another way you can store these blasters, if you want to, you can make them a little bit higher up near the engine region. There is a port peg, of course, again, and you can just plug that into place, sometimes a little bit loose, and there we go. And overall, pretty good storage. Side view. Overall, that looks pretty cool. Another way you can store the blasters and the Titan Master, if you want to, you can actually connect these blasters together. As you can see, there is several tabs and slots, and you can just plug this into place on the side right here, and you can get the Titan Master. As you can see, there is a groove or a slot section right there, and there is a tab on the back, and this can really just slide into place like that. So if you want a Titan Master stored on the side and the inside of the Twin Twist vehicle mode, you can store 2 Titan Masters just like that, and I think that's pretty cool looking storage. So very, very nice. And now I can show you how it looks like the Titan Master is stored on the inside. So there is a little slot there. There is a tab, and that can just plug right into place just like that. And I think that looks pretty cool, in my opinion. That's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Let's now get into some comparisons. For 2 quick comparisons, here is the Legacy Wreck and Rule Collection Twin Twist with the Titan's Return Twin Twist. This was the original version of this mold, of course. This is just a complete redeco of that figure. And I think 2 really cool looking driller modes. Really, it's just up to your own personal preference if you want more of a darker deco or more of a lighter deco. I actually probably like this newer Legacy version more. I think the joints are tighter. I think just overall the deco I like more. Of course, as you can see, the accessories are the exact same sculpt, just the handle is painted red on this one and more of a white silverish on that one. And of course the blaster itself, both silver, and of course the sculpt again of the blaster is the exact same. But for some comparisons, of course, from different angles, as you can see, very similar from the side, the back, and of course the very front, if you do it like this. 2 really cool looking driller modes. And now for another quick comparison, I'm going to bring out Topspin, which was a redeco remold of the Titan's Return figure. So as you can see, there is some similarities. Of course, again, the accessories are the exact same, and the back section where the engines are and the cockpit section is very similar as well. Really just the added wings and these front sections are the new mold. And I really do hope we get a new Legacy Topspin and an upcoming figure. That'd be really cool, because between the 2 molds, I actually prefer Topspin. That's just my personal opinion. That's pretty much it for comparisons. Let's now get into transformation. Let's get into transformation into the robot mode. The transformation is the exact same as the time to return twin twist, so if you have that figure, you know exactly what to do here. We're going to start at the very back, so you can separate the engine pieces, and then you can slowly unfold the legs, just like that. And then what you're going to want to do is separate this section here. There is tabs and slots, just like that. Then what you're going to want to do is bring out the foot, just like this. Do the same thing on the other leg. Bring that out. Then we can go to the very back. You can collapse these panels in, just like this. And that makes the complete bottom of the leg. And now the legs are pretty much fully complete. Now let's go to the top section. What you're going to want to do is bring these tread pieces out. You can then bring out the arm, fold that out, fold that out. You can then open up the cockpit, and this whole driller piece section will just fold in. You can collapse the cockpit section. You can then rotate this whole assembly around, and these clips will just go around these sections right there, just like this. And there we go. Then you can rotate at the waist so the legs are facing the correct way. We can then complete the arms. If we go to the back, we can open up these panels on the back side. You can extend the arm and then fold out the hands, collapse that up. Same thing on the other side, fold that out, fold out the hand, collapse that up, and just straightening everything out. There's a few things that's really up to your own personal preference. Of course, you need to collapse these back like this. For these panels here, you can have these out like that if you want to, or collapse them. I typically have them out. That's just how I like to pose the little pads on his knees. And of course, he is missing one major thing, his head. So we just need to get his Taskmaster/Headmaster, fold the arms down, fold up the legs, and then you can just get this whole clip section here, and this will just clip right into place like that. And there we have Twin Twist fully complete in his robot mode, looking very, very cool. Let's take a look at the detail. So here we have Twin Twist in his really cool looking robot mode. Let's take a look at the details. We're going to start at the very top with the amazing looking head sculpt, some nice silver for the face, some blue for the eyes, and some blue for the outer helmet section. I do apologize if his face is completely blurred out. Of course, I have a white background and his face is silver, so I do apologize with that. Shoulders with some nice red, yellow, and dark blue. That looks very good. Of course, we still have that nice tread design on the outside of the arm, which actually looks pretty cool. Getting to the forearms and the elbows, some red and dark blue. Same for the hands. Getting to the chest, I do like how it's a non-symmetrical design. We have some nice gunmetal gray and silver on the other side. The, of course, Autobot wrecker symbol there, done in that nice blue, looks very cool and shiny. Getting to the top of the legs, some nice gray. The more knee section, that nice panel there, some yellow and red, some dark blue for the feet, and of course on the sides, some more nice design. And the back overall cleans up quite nicely. Really just have these drill sections that kind of stick out, but I actually think that looks pretty cool in my opinion. Detail-wise, that is pretty much it. Let's now get into some articulation. So for the head, of course, it can move up, down, all the way around. It's on a ball joint. For the arm, it's on a ball joint at the shoulder. There is also a hinge, so it can move up and down. Swivel. There is actually a double jointed elbow, so there's a bend here and here, which is pretty cool. No wrist rotation, which is unfortunate. Full waist rotation. The legs can kick that far out, and of course they can kick forward and back. Knee bends. Also, they can also kick forward and back here. And no ankle pivot, which is actually no surprise because I do have the previous 100 turn top spin and Twin Twist, which of course had the exact same articulation. So if you have that figure, you know exactly what to expect for the robot and driller mode. But overall, a really cool looking robot. Let's now get into the accessories, which I briefly showed earlier. He comes with two identical pistols, really nice silver and red. I think that looks pretty cool. And you can just plug this into his hand like that. And then of course you can grab the other one, plug that in, and then you can blast at some Decepticons, which I think looks pretty cool in my opinion. For some other ways of storage or positioning the blasters, you can, again, combine them like in the vehicle mode, and you can form one giant blaster. So what you do is, of course, you just tab these together just like this, and it does form a complete new handle or peg. and this can just plug into place just like that, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it does seem to be a little bit too heavy for his arm. You just have to find that sweet spot, and it will stay. And I think that looks pretty cool. Of course, this is Titans Return. This is a Titans Return mold, so it is before Blaster Pieces in the War for Cybertron trilogy. So unfortunately, that blaster will not be compatible with those Blaster Pieces. But overall, a really cool looking robot mode. Let's now get into some comparisons. Now for our first robot mode comparison, here we have Titans Return, Twin Twist, and the Legacy Wreck and Rule Collection Twin Twist. As you can see, sculpt-wise, there is actually really no change. I think maybe possibly the eyes on this figure might be a little bit bigger than the Titans Return version, but of course that could just be an illusion, me going crazy. But for the other parts of the figure, the accessories, the chest, the arms, legs, everything is exactly the same. But overall, I think they do look very cool next to each other. And very nice, and I really do hope we get a modern day repaint of Top Spin from Titans Return, because that figure is actually very, very cool, and it'd be really nice to display him next to this figure right here. But let me know, between the two versions of Twin Twist, which one do you like more, the Titans Return or the Legacy? Let's now move on to one more quick comparison. Here he is with a fellow Wreck and Rule collection figure. Here he is with the Wreck and Rule Bulkhead, which is a pretty cool looking figure with his military deco, which I will review on the channel very soon. Of course, it could be on the channel right now, depending on when you're watching this, but if it's not, it will be up on the channel very, very soon. Yeah, these are two, of course, not the most interesting of the Wreck and Roll collection. Definitely a lot of people are very interested in those two packs with the new fossilizers, but I actually still think these are figures that are worth picking up. That's pretty much it for comparisons. Let's now get into the final thoughts. Now for the final thoughts of this amazing Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule Collection Twin Twist. I think overall this is a pretty good figure, of course. There's nothing crazy or surprising or anything unexpected about this figure, because I do have the original Titans Return version. I think it's a pretty good figure, of course. Starting in the robot mode, accessories, pretty cool, exactly the same ones that came with the previous version, so nothing crazy there. I actually do like how the handles are red instead of the same silver like the previous version. It really gives a little bit more definition to the figure, and it really doesn't just blend together with the rest of the figure, so I do like that. I do like the amazing looking Titan Master. The head sculpt looks very cool. I actually do like how the treads are on the side of the arms. That's actually very cool. And how the driller pieces stick out the back. I actually think it's pretty cool as well. Overall, a really cool figure. Good articulation. Unfortunately, no ankle pivot, but that really wasn't a thing in Titans Return. Actually, a double jointed elbow, which is actually very cool. I do kind of wish maybe the legs were a little bit tighter, because standing him can be a pain sometimes. That's really my only complaint. Transformation, both ways, very simple. Of course, if you have Top Spin or Twin Twist from Titans Return, you know exactly what to do. It's a very simple, straightforward transformation, which you can get very easily. Overall, Driller mode actually is super cool. I love, love, love the feature where you can store the Headmaster or Titan Master inside the vehicle. That was definitely probably one of my favorite aspects of Titans Return. That's why I love that line so much. I really do like how you can store the accessories in several different ways. You can connect them together to store a Titan Master, so you can have one in the cockpit and on the weapons. You can also separate them to store them on the side of the treads or on the very back with the engines. Overall, a really cool looking driller mode in my opinion. Of course, nothing special or crazy. Again, the exact same mold and sculpt as the Titans Return Twin Twist, just a brand new deco, and honestly, I probably prefer this version over that one. So let me know what you think of this figure in the comment section down below. Of course, I actually have a lot of figures coming very soon, one being a Motor Master. Also, of course, I need to review Bulkhead from the Wreck and Rule collection. Also, I will be getting Springer very soon as from the Wreck and Rule collection, so I'll be reviewing that very soon over on the channel. So if you make sure you stay tuned for all those reviews coming very, very soon. Hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know which one of the versions do you like more, the Titans Return or the Legacy version, no matter if you have it or not. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you